is where you're going to start adding your colors. And it's the same as working in grayscale. The value studies, you guys all did a great job with those. You understand your highlights, your shadows, your reflected light, your midtones. You're going to want to create all of those. Now we're adding an additional challenge of color. So we're going to add the color component. So we are quickly, I showed you the seahorse done in stages, so that'll be here throughout the week. Last week we talked about how to apply the colored pencil. Remember going in your circles. Last week I told you to stay away from blending. This week we are going to use blending. And I have another sample. Oh, there it is. Let's say that walked away. This will be here all week also. This is a very concise step-by-step on how to blend white into a dark burgundy. And this works with any pencils, it doesn't matter the colors. So this is the different layers that I used to eventually blend these colors. The same as last week. We're not pushing as hard as we can to get the darkest filled in color. We're building them up with little circles, and eventually we can blend those two colors almost like paint. So this will be here all week as well. This thing has a highlight. There we go. So you'll be able to take a closer look at this. There are a bunch of little samples of the board that we are using, so you'll be able to do some tests. And then I'm going to show you a little bit of a blending demo right now. So this is my frog. Okay, the camera's crooked. There we go. So this is my frog, and I am a very bad artist because I break some of the rules, such as I like to render an entire section of the drawing first and then move to the next section. So this eye, more or less done. I'll tweak it a little bit when I get the rest of it done. That's a big no-no. Don't do that. I highly encourage you not to. I'm just old and have done it that way for way too long. So what you want to do is you want to go through and build one whole layer across your entire drawing. And then go through and build the next layer across your entire drawing. Build the whole drawing up at once, because that's going to allow you to see the progress and know where to make adjustments as you go. So, at least this way you can see the eye. So I've mapped in some of my other colors. You can go through and lightly, I know I have highlights here and I have darks here, and I have had this nice bright yellow green up in these areas. So I went ahead and mapped those in very lightly. I can still see the board showing through. So now I'm just taking the pencils, and again, not pressing hard, using my circles. I'm starting to blend those mapped areas together to create a transition, almost like paint, almost the same way as you would blend paint. And I get a little quiet because it's hard to draw and talk at the same time because it uses different parts of your brain. And then I can switch, there's a shadow in here, so I'm going to switch to a darker pencil. I'm going to put that shadow in. information. I talked a lot. Does anybody have any questions?
Can we give her a round of applause? That was pretty awesome. Mad skills, Miss Small. Oh, you do have a question though.
Yes.
When we like transfer it, well, the other, what happens if it's smaller than what you want it to be?
So if the photograph of the animal is smaller than what you want, like because of cropping, is that what you're talking about? Yeah, we didn't necessarily, we wanted to make this process as streamlined as possible so that you guys have the most amount of time to utilize the colored pencils and practice the technique. So that's why we chose to pre-print the images. Again, if you're really got your heart set on something specific, we can look for another image. It needs to be really high quality, because if you pick a blurry or a pixelated image, you're just setting yourself up for a headache, because it's going to be very difficult to make something that's blurry look realistic in your drawing. So if there's something that's you got your heart set on, Zach, that we can maybe find a better image, but because the idea is to practice with the colored pencils and have this opportunity to create a little drawing with them, the best thing would be to work with what you have for the project. Does that kind of answer your question? Does anybody else have any questions? Does anybody want to tell me what animal they picked and why? I picked a bunch. I made like 6 of these things. Mostly I picked them because the texture was cool, but I really like the puffer fish. And honestly, this picture is a little bit blurry, so again, I'm breaking